Well, good evening, everybody. Or at least it's evening for me. We are back on Gelvin Valley, Farming Simulator 15. We are almost done. Well, at least I hope we're almost done. Yeah, I think we are. We're getting close. Done with fertilizing. I just filled the thing up for another load, and you know what? That might have been a mistake. Although I'm hopeful they'll give me a credit. For some reason, last time I must have filled it up. We really don't have that much left. I think we have just field 37 and 38 to take care of. So I'm not sure why I filled it all the way up again because this is a rented fertilizer spreader. Actually, I have it for another hour and 14 minutes. But given that I'm almost done, it's kind of silly that I filled it all the way back up. So I guess I just like wasting money. You know, I looked at prices. Oh, this hill is so steep if I don't get it going right away. Let's try that again. Down we go. I had looked at the price of fertilizer and I don't remember what it was per liter. It's really compared to, what we ultimately realize from the crops. Yeah, we get a pretty good deal. This time of this recording, the war in the Ukraine is still ongoing. Oh, look at that, we're done with this field. And the price of fertilizer is still going bonkers. And I'm not sure 100% why. I mean, maybe someone else can inform me. Is it because there's a lot of fertilizer made in the Ukraine? I know the Ukraine is a huge grain growing region, so I know that's had a worldwide impact, but maybe they also make a whole lot of fertilizer. All I know is it's causing problems everywhere. There's a British farmer that I follow, Harry's Farm. I think I mentioned him before. He's commented on it. So much so expensive that rather than baling his straw this year, he said they're going to be incorporating it into the soil to try to get some fertilizer value out of it. Can't imagine it'll be too much, but yeah, each time foliage leaves the place, there's a cost to that in the form of nutrients. So he and probably a lot of guys are incorporating their straw this year, I imagine. And that might poke out in other ways for those who actually need the straw and cause increased prices even on that. But in our happy place called Gelvin Valley, there is no war. I don't, it's something I haven't watched in the past, to see whether, I'm pretty sure we can see the prices on some of these things. Maybe what I should do is just keep an eye on it here. Stuff we would purchase, there is seeds, fertilizer, fuel. Maybe what I'll do, I'm just going to write these down here because I'm kind of curious now. I'm going to say here for inputs, seeds is 0.6, fertilizer, and I assume this is per liter, right? So fuel, fuel especially 70 cents per liter. That's quite the bargain. All right, I think those are the inputs: seed, fertilizer, fuel. It doesn't have wages, but I'm assuming wages is some kind of constant. While I'm in here, let me just take a look. Maybe it's back here. See what my prices are doing. Yeah, wheat is still flat. Barley, I hope, stays flat at least through harvest. Canola, you could sure increase because I made a mistake in even planting you. So anyway, I gotta market some stuff. I'm pretty sure I should have finished this probably in the last episode. I'm pretty sure this means we are done with the fertilizer. Let me just go take a gander at these fields over here. I kind of have a pattern that I go that I go off of on here. I'm pretty sure I hit it. Yeah, that looks done. All right, I'm gonna assume we have the job done, and we are gonna park this thing. Actually, maybe I just pull in over here to get some level up on my fuel. There we go. I think, let me detach that. Oops. 2271. Alright, so what was my fertilizer cost again? 2271. I'm just gonna do a little bit of math. That should be, oh, that's kind of an ominous number, 666 bucks. If it's 30 cents a liter and we have 2,271 liters, $666. So if I turn this back, let me dump it here. Yeah, I think you find it in the garage. Return vehicle, fuel, return cost, washing cost is 100. Ah, it gave me nothing. Okay, note to self. I think when you rent the planter and it has seeds in it, you will get a little bit back for the seeds, but evidently that's not true with a rent mod when it comes to fertilizer. Well, good to know, I guess. Well, now I think I need to take care of my little cash problem here, so I'm going to, now that I have full up, I think I need to get this over here. Actually, maybe I need to get the other guy out of the field so all the crops can grow. And right now, I have it on quick grow mode. Let me see. Let me just make sure that's true. Yeah, we are on fast growth. Let me tab over to here. I'm just gonna bring him home. Undid fulfilled its purpose. You know, in Farm 17, ever since the introduction of the Seasons mod, I tend to play the game a lot slower than I have in the past. And I think part of it is it just forces you to, you know, the shortest season, and there's 4 of them, you know, that you could have is set on 3 days. And I think that carried through to 19, and I'm not 100% sure how it's implemented in 22. But that forces you into at least a 12-day cycle whereas, you know, like this here, I just planted these things, and I'm pretty sure on the fast timer, actually with the fast timer, it should be showing, even now, there should be crop growing in the field. I have another mod installed that holds off showing any changes until midnight. So I think it accumulates all the changes that it should have or would have happened by midnight, and then it shows them all at once. And I think on the fast timing, it means that all these crops we just planted and fertilized are all of a sudden going to be ready to harvest tomorrow. So I suppose we suspend realism just a little bit, but before that happens, I need to sell some things. And that needs to happen right now. Whew, that was close. Hop in cab. I know it's late at night, but I'm pretty sure I can do this. I don't know why Courseplay continues rendering those little signs up there, but that helps us know the beginning and ending. Let's see, do I still have my course? Storage to pheasant sell. And what do I have to sell? It's flat. I have wheat. Wheat is pretty much the only thing I have, and it's going to pheasant. So I think I'm going to pick that. And is it this one here? No. It's a transporter. I thought one of these would haul it to the sell point. That's manure transporter. That's fertilized seeding overloader. Oh, grain transport. Silo load wheat. And alright, let me see if this does this. Drive now. You are gonna stop here, right? No. You know, I know this is where mods improve over time. I used Courseplay a lot in 17. I didn't use it near as much in 19, but a ton in 17. I know it's vastly improved. I wonder if... I can't hardly see what's going on here. Wheat, farm silo load. Maybe my start point should be closer to the actual silo. Maybe that's how it's supposed to be. Let me see if I can at least load him up. There we go. I'll see if it sells this here. But obviously it didn't come in here. It just kind of swooped on through. And... yeah, is that going to be enough to miss the fence? Oh yeah. Puts on its beacons like a good feller. Excellent. Some people can't stand there being a Courseplay at all. They prefer to do it all on their own. If I could trust this silly thing, you know, I would just have it empty the silo and sell all this stuff and be done with it. But it doesn't seem to want to behave consistently, so I might just go along for the ride and have it do most of the work. Well, maybe I should be steering. I'm kind of hoping to make this go away. And we'll see if this does. But anyway, back on, you know, with the Seasons mod and the extension of time to play a single cycle, if you will, crop cycle, we didn't have that in 15, which is what this is. So about the only way we could alter it, short of having some mod, you know, that would change everything up, you know, such as the soil mod, the only choice we had was to grow fast, normal, or slow. I can't even remember how I typically did it, you know, back when I played this way more. But right now I'm doing it fast. Maybe what I should do to make it a little bit more realistic is, you know, do things like logging in between the harvest. But I don't know what to do when you're poor, money poor, time rich, whatever they say. Now, are you going to sell this in here? You going to do that for me? Yeah? Maybe? Ah, good lad. Okay, maybe this will work. I'm curious to see, though, on the other end, if it will refill. If it will, then that means it'll do this consistently, and I could potentially go do something else. Whoops, don't wiggle too much. You stay out of those ditches. You know, maybe part of it now, as I think on this, I have it going 20. I wonder if I set it at 20. maybe last time I did that, because if you get too fast, he starts weaving around like he's drinking some of the stuff they're making up there at pheasant pluckers instead of paying attention to the road. He shouldn't have trouble with cars anymore. If you'll recall, it's been several episodes ago, we installed kind of a little script, a mod, to make all the cars, well, transparent, so you can drive right through them. So hopefully those don't cause him trouble. But what I don't know is he might still stop for the cars with the trigger that's in front of all vehicles. But I really don't know. I guess we'll find out if that happens. Man, he's going slow. You know, if I'm gonna sit here and babysit this thing, yeah. Oh, we got this interfering. Maybe I'll move the damaged stuff up there. Let me have him get a little bit of a move on. I must have set it at 20 for a reason. Maybe I'll try 25. See if he can handle this. Yeah, it's just with Courseplay, what it's doing is all those orange dots, or whatever those arrows are, is it's really turning between all of those, you know. You know what? I know what it is. I bet, yeah, he isn't going to do this unless, let me try to reconfigure this course. I'll be doing this after all. Alright. Gone. Okay. Let me get this to the point. I don't remember where it was. Yeah, is that about where I need to be? So first, I'm going to load wheat. And I'm going to start recording. Alright, full up. And let's carefully try to get him out of, there we go. Oh, you know what? Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, I'm going to see how this does, but I have a feeling I started it so far back in order to, that's right, the first 2 points, well now I've got to redo it anyhow. The first 2 points of the course play are very critical to set, and I don't think you're supposed to deviate from them, or else, or there's no, you're supposed to do it straight, so there isn't any turning between those points. I'm not sure why that is. I almost think maybe they worked on that in later versions, and maybe made it so you didn't have the big ol' distance that you had to go, because I don't know how you would do, now that I think about it, I don't know how you would have this do it on its own if the course starts at the silo, if it's supposed to go straight for an extended distance. But oh well, I still got to redo the course because I just deleted it before thinking. I'm sure everybody else here thinks before they do stuff. Evidently I don't. That's probably part of the reason I'm such in the hole. But I think a good part of it is just this map. Seems like every other map I've started farming on, I didn't have near the difficulty in hard mode, you know, getting funds to do stuff. And this one here is just giving me a workout. Alright, pheasant pluckers. I hear voices. Probably people enjoying lunch and adult beverages. Yeah, this is probably not going to happen quick enough that I get rid of my negativity, but I don't know what else I can do. gear down here. It's so much nicer setting something up like this when I have some confidence and I'm not going to have any trouble with the cars. Those blasted cars, I tell you what, you try to set up a course play and it's about worthless to even try. Especially when they bottle themselves up in an intersection and you're just trying to get by to record your whoop course. Yeah, and even a little whoops like that shouldn't matter as much anymore if we can drive right through the cars. I know that isn't totally realistic, but you know what? Sometimes for your peace of mind, there are things a man does. That is one of them. Alright, crossing over here. Sneak right by, pull a big cookie. And oh, interesting, they're green here. I wonder why. Is it able to tell we're coming up to the end? Maybe. Yeah, I don't think I want to go any further. I'm probably, yep, I'm in the right spot, so I'm going to give this a try. Before I just save it, okay, farm silo load, let me just say drive. Okay, he's going to load, that's how it has to be. So it will load it at the beginning or ending of the course, but... yeah, that's what I was afraid of. So, I tell you what, this is a pretty devious little trick the map author did. Yeah, that's nasty. What he's basically forcing us to do, short of modifying the map, you know, boy, it'd be pretty hard. He's got that hill right there. I don't know how we could just modify it, short of moving maybe this, moving the whole barn setup back. Maybe we could do that, then we wouldn't have the placeable area. Alright, I'm gonna have to just get rid of that. Let's do it again. This time we'll start further back. How far back were we? I think we were about out here, was it? It's getting those first two critical points set up, and I wish I knew why that is. So we'll just start here. Hopefully see the second. There's a second. I think we need a third. Yeah, there it is. So now it's gonna, let me just come out here. Alright, that is about perfect. Yeah, it'll follow this, I think. Yep, well, it just wouldn't be a good farm if we didn't have to do a few things twice. If anybody knows the answer to that as to why courseplay requires the straightness of the first couple points, I'd really like to know, because it seems seems strange. It seems like you could make it so you didn't have to do it that way, but maybe it's something in the programming. I don't know. All I want to do at this point is turn a buck so I can get that big fat negative number down and start feeding my family at home, which are starving. Or they sure would be if they were depending on me for income. I'm reasonably certain that when I sell the wheat off, I am going to be put positive. I don't know that I'll have enough to buy land, machinery. I don't know that I'll have much of anything. So I'm going to try to do a little bit better as I plan my cropping in the future. Take a little bit more to see what's worth the most, especially if I'm doing a quick turnaround with harvest, having it grow quick and whatnot. There we go. We'll get this sold. We're going to dip below 20. That was, what was that about? Okay, 1,700. All right, each load is going to give me 1,700 bucks. I should probably be doing this on the British pound, given that I'm playing on a, what is it, Irish, Scottish, British map. I think he, I think he invoked all three nations, or not nations. I guess Scotland is part of the UK, but I'll leave it on dollars. When you guys play this, if you play a map that is not your own country, do you change the currency too? Or do you tend to just leave it on whatever is most familiar to you, you know, in terms of your own nation's currency? I was just kind of curious what people do. Most of the time, I think I leave it on the dollar, which I guess it works if you're from the US or Australia or even New Zealand. I think they have a dollar. I'm not sure who all has dollars. Pretty sure those do. Carefully do this. Hopefully don't scrape anything. You know, there were some editor software bits made. There we go. Alright, green one. We are gonna save that. Storage to oops. Sell. Oops. For some reason I put us there. And it's gonna be wheat. But as we've seen, we have to load the wheat ourselves, but Johnny or whoever's driving, Pete, is that what his name is? I don't know, I watch several other YouTubers and they always have names for the hired help. Maybe I gotta manually load it, but no, why would you do that? Let's see. Oh, maybe it's trying to turn around to the one behind it. Oh, you silly man, woman, whoever's in there. Come on, are you kidding me? Start course. Not first. Current, will that work? No. I definitely want it on nearest. Nearest and dearest. And it's trying to drive through the wall. Oh, Pete. Well, I guess that's just par for the course. With the affinity the hired help has had for fences and trees and everything else in here. What can I say? You know, according to my notes, this is my 76th episode on Gelvin Valley, and everything I've done, I think virtually everything, that entire time has been on camera. And now I'm just hauling, you know, grain or whatever. This whole thing has probably been boring to most, but hauling grain is bound to be the worst. Maybe what I need to do is do some off-camera stuff before recording another episode. I don't know how other guys do it. I just almost felt like I shouldn't record or shouldn't play any of it unless I'm recording. But that's probably kind of silly. So maybe what I'll do is I'll get this grain sold, hopefully get north of below zero on my money, get out of the hole a little bit, and this still doesn't cover my debts, and I'm not even going to be able to pay much on the debt as it is. I'll pay what I can. Maybe that's what I need to focus on this time when I make money, is to pay down debt, just like I do in personal life if I have extra available. So maybe do that, maybe even go through another harvest season and try to plant more smartly next time, and maybe have more money in the bank before I try to run another episode of all this. So, looks like I have a little work cut out for me, so I'm going to keep him going. And I think for the moment it appears I'm at the end of an episode here, so I'll bid you all adieu. Thank you for taking time to watch, and I appreciate you stopping by, and I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye for now.